Find more questions and study at your own pace on our website. The link will be in the description. Let's get started. Question 1. You need to design a highly available Azure SQL database that meets the following requirements. Failover between replicas of the database must occur without any data loss. The database must remain available in the event of a zone outage. Costs must be minimized. Which deployment option should you use? Option A, Azure SQL Database Hyperscale. Option B, Azure SQL Database Premium. Option C, Azure SQL Database Standard. Option D, Azure SQL Managed Instance General Purpose. To ensure a highly available Azure SQL database with failover between replicas of the database without any data loss and availability during a zone outage, while minimizing costs, Azure SQL Database Premium is the best choice. This option provides built-in high availability features, such as zone-redundant configurations that can span availability zones to protect against data center failures, and ensures business continuity with minimal data loss during failovers. Question 2. You have 100 Microsoft SQL Server Integration Services packages that are configured to use 10 on-premises SQL Server databases as their destinations. You plan to migrate the 10 on-premises databases to Azure SQL Database. You need to recommend a solution to create Azure SQL Server Integration Services packages. The solution must ensure that the packages can target the SQL database instances as their destinations. What should you include in the recommendation? Option A, Data Migration Assistant. Option B, Azure Data Factory. Option C, Azure Data Catalog. Option D, SQL Server Migration Assistant. Azure Data Factory provides the necessary infrastructure to run SQL Server Integration Services packages in the cloud. It includes Azure SSI's Integration Runtime, which supports the execution of SSI's packages targeting Azure SQL database instances. This ensures a seamless transition for existing on-premises SSI's workloads to the Azure environment while maintaining the integrity and functionality of the data transformation processes. Question 3. You have an on-premises Microsoft SQL server named SQL1 that hosts 50 databases. You plan to migrate SQL1 to Azure SQL Managed Instance. You need to perform an offline migration of SQL1. The solution must minimize administrative effort. What should you include in the solution? Option A, Azure Migrate. Option B, Azure Database Migration Service. Option C, SQL Server Migration Assistant. Option D, Data Migration Assistant. Azure Database Migration Service is the recommended tool for migrating SQL Server databases to Azure SQL Managed Instance. It simplifies the migration process by guiding and automating the steps required for the database migration. For an offline migration that aims to minimize administrative effort, this tool is specifically designed to handle such scenarios efficiently. Question 4. You need to recommend a solution to generate a monthly report of all the new Azure Resource Manager resource deployments in your Azure subscription. What should you include in the recommendation? Option A, Azure Arc. Option B, Azure Monitor Metrics. Option C, Azure Advisor. Option D, Azure Log Analytics. Azure Log Analytics is the appropriate choice for generating a monthly report of all the new Azure Resource Manager resource deployments in your Azure subscription. Log Analytics allows you to collect, analyze, and query data from various sources, including deployment logs. This capability makes it well-suited for creating detailed reports on resource deployments over a specified period. Question 5. You are developing a sales application that will contain several Azure Cloud services and handle different components of a transaction. Different cloud services will process customer orders, billing, payment, inventory, and shipping. You need to recommend a solution to enable the cloud services to asynchronously communicate transaction information by using XML messages. What should you include in the recommendation? Option A, Azure Service Fabric. Option B, Azure Notification Hubs. Option C, Azure Service Bus. Option D, Azure Traffic Manager. Azure Service Bus is the best solution for enabling different cloud services to asynchronously communicate transaction information using XML messages. Azure Service Bus is a messaging infrastructure that allows cloud services to exchange messages in a reliable and scalable manner. It supports asynchronous communication, which is essential for handling different components of a transaction without dependencies on immediate responses. That's all for today's video. Don't forget to check out our website where you can find more questions for this exam. The link will be in the description. Thank you for watching and good luck on your exams.